You're watching a video review for Fiat 500e electric, and this car was only sold in America, and it was only actually sold as a compliance car in California and Oregon. So the one here I have is orange, and I had it for about 2 years, and I just wanted to talk about its little quirks and features here. From the outside, it looks identical to the gasoline-powered Fiat 500, except for there are a few minor differences. I actually have A-bar rims, and this car is actually lowered on special springs. And so if you look at a regular Fiat 500 electric, it has a ridiculously high wheel gap that comes to about there, and it looks incredibly ugly, as well as the tires and rims that it comes with is insanely ugly. So I decided to upgrade. But the problem is the downside actually lost some range. My efficiency went down to about 15 to 12% because the wheels that I have are not aerodynamic. And also talking about lowering, you actually have to use special lowering springs, because if you use regular lowering springs for Fiat 500, the back will actually sit a little bit lower than the front, because the battery is mainly located in the back than in the front. So you do need special lowering springs in order for the car to be lowered evenly. And also right here again, as I mentioned, I actually have original A-bar rims that are 17-inch that I bought used on Craigslist. And I think the car looks great, honestly, with it being lowered and A-bar wheels. It looks awesome. I do apologize, I didn't have some technical glitch. The video cut out for some reason. But anyways, so back to what I was saying. I think this car looks so much better with these A-bar rims. The car looks a lot better, and I do believe like it's worth sacrificing 12-15% range for a much better, sleeker look. This is the front of the vehicle, and there's the 500 electric E badge, and also you can see the grille, the white, this grille right here is actually specific for Fiat 500 electric only, and also you saw the fog lights. It comes with fog lights as standard. Here's another 500 electric badge. It's actually on both sides. Here's the back of the car. As you can see, there's no tailpipe. One thing I don't like is like the back of it, that white piece with the holes. I know like it's for aerodynamics, but I believe they could have did like a better design there. I think it looks almost like a toy car. It looks a little silly. Right here is a spoiler, which is actually used to decrease air drag and improve efficiency of the vehicle. So there it is. I think it's a great little daily driver. I do enjoy this car, and now let's go inside for a quick look. So we're back inside. Here's the interior. Here's the dash, which showing battery on the left with the percentage mileage. This car has 43,000 miles on it. Guessometer showing about 60% mile range. It's about 84 degrees Fahrenheit. It's in park. The car is on, and over here on the right side, you see that gauge, level gauge, where it shows basically if you're regenerating, like this bar over there, like it goes into regen, showing you that you're regenerating, like when you're braking using the brake pedal and you're braking with the motor and putting electricity, like charge, back into your battery, or like when you're accelerating, like it moves up to the power and shows how hard you're accelerating and whatnot. And obviously you also got your date and time and miles per hour. Here's how steering wheel looks like. There's the radio, and actually it does have satellite radio too. Also has you can also connect your phone. Like, unfortunately it doesn't have Bluetooth connection, but you have to use that 3.5mm audio jack, or you can use a USB, like for example like a USB thumb drive, and you can put like a bunch of MP3s on there. There's your window regulators right there, and actually has push button transmission, so like it's in park right now, and you know, like reverse, neutral, drive, that's how you switch gears. Over there, like, you have your AC, and so notice right now, like, gasometer's saying 60% mile range. As soon as I turn the AC on, you know, like, it dropped to 54. There's the AC going. But then, like, as soon as I switch it off, it goes back to 60. And also, like, there's the heater too. So this is how you adjust the temperature. So let's say, like, I adjust to like the hottest. I guess 92 is the hottest it goes. I'm not gonna run it too much, but like you see the gasometer drops to 54 as well. And it's actually it uses a lot more energy for heat versus AC. So I'll turn that off. Yeah, there's your traction control on and off, and it shows. So there's traction control on and off. When you turn that off, it's pretty simple. Like, there's your rear defroster. There. This is how it looks in the back. It has little seats. I mean, like, they're not really comfortable, and like I wouldn't sit there for long. But like, I had a couple of times. I did have like 4 people here all together, including me as a driver. So I mean, it is doable, but like, it's definitely uncomfortable for people in the back. That's for sure. And it does have adjustable mirrors, and actually does have heated mirrors once you turn this rear window defroster on. Like, also mirrors turn on automatically. Yeah, I never had like any problems with this car. This car has been great, like, as a commuter. But I did have one issue with it, which I did fix myself. But basically, on the passenger side mirror right there, there's actually the temperature sensor that shows ambient temperature. And so last summer, about a year ago, like, it did break. It did went out. And so what that did is, I'm trying to think what it did. It basically messed with the battery, like, in a way where regen, because right now, like, this car, regen works instantly if ambient temperature is 60% Fahrenheit or above. If it's 60 or below, then like it takes some time for regen to fully kick in, because the battery needs to warm up before it can take that charge. Well, since my temperature sensor broke, which is in that mirror, like, it wasn't reading the right temperature, and so my regen, like, it would take a while to kick in, even in the summer. So like, I had to use my friction brakes a lot, and then like during charging, like, once I started charging the car, like, the fence would kick on like crazy. And like, this never happened even in the summertime, like in the hottest day, like even when it was 104 degrees, it never happened. But like, with that temperature sensor broken, ambient temperature sensor being broken, the fence, like as soon as I start charging the car, the fence would kick in and go like crazy for hours and hours on end. So I mean, like I fixed it by basically purchasing like a used mirror on eBay. Like it wasn't expensive. It was like $55 or so, versus the dealer. The dealer would have charged a lot more. So that's really the only issue I ever had with this car. Otherwise, it's been great. I had this car for about 2.5 years now, and I just wanted to give any potential buyers, any people that are interested in buying this car in the future or in the foreseeable future, just basically, like how it's like to drive it around the city in the summertime. Just basically show like its quirks and features. As you can see, the gasometer right there is showing 118 miles, so like it's approximating 100 miles right now. We're not gonna get 118 miles, and like also like it's not a range test, it's just driving around the city thing. And so, hold on, I'm just checking the camera. Okay, it's rolling. Yeah, so the tire pressure you can see right there, and I'm gonna reset the counter, the trip, and what I'm planning on doing is taking it, like on both city streets and then like slower city streets as well as highways, so you can see the difference in battery consumption. So right now it's showing it 100%, but this car actually got done charging at around 3:30 in the morning or so, and right now it's 2:30 in the morning, so like it's been sitting fully charged for 11 hours, so like, it's not really 100%, it's less. But anyways, let's go, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. Oops, I just realized I forgot my wallet, so hopefully I'm not gonna get pulled over or anything like that. So yeah, all electric cars have regenerative braking, but as you'll see right now, since I'm at 100%, I'm not gonna get full regen braking at all. So right now, basically regular mechanical brakes, disc brakes are working. Little tire spin here. Another trick that I do to get like the most range from my battery is basically what I do is I use cruise control a lot. So you can see right now like I'm using cruise control, but now like I'm disabling it because I'm gonna make a right turn here, go through like some slower streets. But anyways, the reason why I use the cruise control is to extend the battery range. I noticed if you use it, like it extends, you can go further basically. But actually do it in a safe way. So right now, I mean, you can't see it, but I've been doing this for 2.5 years with like, knock on wood, no accidents. But basically right now, like my foot is on the gas, well, like almost touching the gas pedal. So like my foot is in the same position as if I was driving normally. You know, so I get a moment's notice, like I'm ready to accelerate if needed, or now like regen braking is actually engaged a little bit more since I dipped down to 98% now, and gasometer dropped to 160 miles, as you can see. Okay, so right now we're gonna take it on a state road where the speed limit is a lot faster, and so you'll see the difference in consumption that will make. And we're still not at full regen. I believe the full regen kicks in at 90% battery. Let's see if I can turn off my driving lights really quick, or daylight driving lights, because I don't think you really. Oh, crap. Hold on. I don't think you really need them right now, because it's light out and the car's orange, so pretty easy to spot. So right now we're entering the highway, so I'm just gonna go about. And so mind you, we started off with 100% battery, and we only went like almost 6 miles here. Like, tires are pumped up pretty good, but you can see I'm already at 90% battery. I mean, granted, like, it wasn't off a fresh charge, so I think I really started with 99% because the car's set overnight for 11 hours, charged fully to 100. And you know, like, once you charge your battery, like, it slowly loses its charge. Yeah, but still, like, it just shows, and I'm not even going that fast, you know, speed limit's 65, I'm going 63, I'm still showing you that this car like one of its problems, unfortunately, is this Fiat 500 electric. Like, it's not efficient at highway speeds at all. I mean, like, it's not bad for the city, but for the highway, let's bump it up to 65 just so that we're at least going the speed limit here. And I am in the slowest lane because I don't want to block anybody, since I'm barely driving. It just comes to show you that this car is not very aerodynamic. And we traveled 16 miles, basically almost all of them at highway speeds. So that just comes to show you again how inefficient this car is at highway speeds. Honestly, I think your best bet, like if you go like even below speed limit on the highway, your best bet, like in ideal conditions, I think your best bet would be 60 miles. If you can get 60 miles in this car on the highway, I mean, like, it would be a miracle. A miracle. You know, that's unfortunate part of it. And that's in the summertime. Like, I'm not even talking about in the wintertime. And so by now, like, I'm gonna have like full regen, as you can see, because the battery has been depleted pretty good. So now I'm gonna kill the AC and like open the windows a little bit. And here's speed limits 35, so like, here's a Tesla. That's my hope, is one day to have one. But anyways, so now like we're driving like more moderate, conservative speeds, 35 miles an hour, you know, and like you already see the gasometer went from is going up, like that arrow going up. Well, A, like I killed the AC off, turned it off, and B, like when you see the arrow up like that, that means that you will probably there's an algorithm that's calculating you know, like approximately how many miles you're gonna drive, and so the arrow pointing up basically shows that at the current rate you'll probably get more than, see, like it keeps climbing, you'll probably get more than 65 miles at the current charge level. So this car's pretty good, you know, like in the city. Like, this is really a city car, meant for city driving, not highway driving, not, you know, like, not meant for like any city trips. Just, you know, run your errands, daily driver, go to work. Like, this car's great for it. No maintenance needed, just because you know, there's no drivetrain. There's just a reduction gear that's connected directly to the motor, that's connected to the axle to drive your wheel. So there's no transmission, and there's no complicated internal combustion engine with thousands of moving parts. It's just like a simple electric motor. So chances of anything breaking in here is, or like on any EV for that matter, is significantly less than, you know, your regular car. Which, like, another reason why it makes them so appealing. But you still have, you know, like regular electrical components that can go out, and you still have suspension to deal with. You know, can't get away from that. And you know, you can certainly have suspension issues, just like with any car. So it's definitely not 100%. I mean, you still need to do like tire rotation or get new tires when needed, things of that nature. But obviously no engine work, no transmission work, no oil changes, nothing like that. And the instant torque on this car is pretty great. Like, I can pretty much pass anyone from like a standing start. I mean, not everyone, but a lot of people. Like to show you right now, and I mean, like, this wasn't even like full throttle. Like, I left everyone behind me. That wasn't even like full force. But unfortunately, this car does drop off like after about 30-40 miles an hour. Like, it does, its acceleration does drop off. So this is no Tesla by any stretch of imagination. I do have to take a quick detour, actually, because my camera, like on the dash, is running low, so I need to actually brought a external power source. So I need to connect this camera, the dash camera, to it real quick, just to make sure that we make it. Alright, so we're almost back. We're at 60%. Let's see if we can barely. Alright, so we're almost back. We're at 60%. Let's see if we can barely make it back with 60%, or if it's gonna drop to 59 when I park. And our consumption's 4.5. There's the tire pressure. Alright, so it looks like we made it back with 60%. And so let's see the distance. So we went 31 miles. We used that 40%, and our average consumption was 4.6 miles per kilowatt. Took us about 54 minutes. That's about it, and I'll show you like a hidden, well, it's not really a hidden, but like a menu feature where you have like all these options which are self-explanatory. Just wanted to do some finishing touches on this review, things that I forgot to go over. With this car, I like this car, honestly. I mean, the look is not for everyone. Yeah, here it is in my garage, by the way. Some people like how it looks, some people hate it. I mean, like, it is a little small. And in America anyway, like, people like bigger cars. You know, crossovers are really popular, SUVs are really popular, and just in general, big cars are popular here in America. And Fiat actually left the US market. I believe 2019, which is last year, was the last year that Fiat was officially selling their cars. But anyways, just to show you really quick some things that I forgot to mention, I'll show you. Here's how you charge the car. Basically looks like a little charging port here. Well, actually looks like a gas cap. But what you do is you open it, and there's the J, whatever it's called. This car accepts level 1 and level 2 charging. And so right there, like, I have a charger that's plugged in. And so here's my connector. So like all I do is plug it in like this. And then you'll be able to see, like, on the screen, the screen's gonna light up there. And there it is showing that the car is charging at 120 volt. That's what I have. Like, I don't have level 2 charger installed. It's charging at 120 volt right now. And actually it has indicator lights just to show you, you know, like basically the level of the car, of the charge. So the maximum this car will take charge wise is 6 kilowatts. 6 kilowatts an hour. So if you're like practically completely out of juice, this car will take, on the level 2 charger, it will take about 3.5 hours, between 3 hours and 15 minutes to 3 hours and 30 minutes. So even if you can make it from one charger to another, you can see why this car is not ideal for like road trips or going out of town at all. You know, just because how slow it charges. Now, like on a regular 110 charger, it charges at approximately 5 to 6% per hour. And so like in the summertime, like with conservative driving, that equals to about 5 to 6 miles an hour. Yeah. Oh, I'll show you the trunk real quick. Here's how the car looks in the back. So like it does have back seats, but as you can tell, not too much room there. Here's the tiny trunk. I mean, like, it's enough for some groceries for 1 or 2 people. I mean, or I guess it depends how many groceries you get. And it does have like a little compartment here. And so this is this car does not come with a spare tire. So if you do get a puncture, this thing's pretty handy. Like, I never used it besides bumping up tires, but basically it has a special tire sealant that's good for about 5 miles or so. So like if you do get a puncture, you use this tire pump to pump it up with a special clay sealant.